Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com and your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces. This is your Monday morning forecast update. Picking up today where a lot of us left off yesterday and every day last week, and that's another round of heavy rain and potential severe weather coming through today, especially between about 3 p.m. and 10 p.m., the hours we're watching closely here. The flood watch has been trimmed back. It did include much of I-20 yesterday, but they have trimmed it back to include just Shelby County, as well as Sabine and Natchitoches parishes. Get some of the heavier rain down there. Could see 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, so could be some roadway flooding there, but would expect that flood threat will wind down pretty quickly late tonight. And the weather situation for us today, what's happening is we have this warm front that's stalled out just south of Interstate 20. That's why we did see the heavy rain in a lot of those spots in Texas and Louisiana yesterday. Still have a dry line to the west of us, which is going to trigger some storms later today. And actually, this warm front gets nudged back south as a cold front later this afternoon, and that's what's going to trigger some of those scattered to widespread storms. Again, probably won't see much of this rain pick up until after 2 p.m. or so, and most of the storms today confined to Texas and Louisiana, but we can't rule out maybe some isolated storms along I-30 as well. Temperatures not feeling too bad. We're in the 60s, so we did manage to pull in some slightly cooler air late yesterday behind those storms, and the winds are still out of the south, so that's keeping the muggy conditions going today, and your highs likely in the upper 70s, low 80s this afternoon. So the severe weather outbreak for us today, or the outlook, I should say, not expecting an outbreak, but the outlook for severe storms, basically going to be much of Louisiana and East Texas. We could see some stronger storms close to the Toledo Bend region, and just a marginal risk up to the north here. That's where we can't rule out an isolated severe storm. Hail actually be the primary risk today. Can't rule out a few damaging wind gusts, and it does appear that the tornado risk is going to stay just south of the Arklatex, but we can't rule out maybe just a brief spin up in some of these storms, especially across the Toledo Bend region later today. So look at your Robins today to Futurecast. Shows a little bit of rain moving into the northern Arklatex later this morning, but you can see that front igniting those scattered storms this afternoon. So these would be the storms here that would be capable of those severe weather hazards, especially just before sunset, and then the severe weather threat should wind down after sunset tonight, but we'll see the rain persist until about midnight before we begin to dry out tonight. Should get the sun back to dry us out for a few days, and likely we'll see some scattered storms to close out the week as well. But the latest outlook as far as the rainfall does show maybe some pockets here where we could see 1 to 2 inches. The yellow would indicate maybe some 3-inch totals, so we can't rule that out maybe as far north as DeSoto Parish. But again, your flood watch confined to those Toledo Bend regions this afternoon, this evening, and the rest of the week we should be pretty warm here with the rain going away Tuesday and Wednesday. But late Thursday into Friday, we have another push of scattered storms, and it would appear maybe another front moving through over the weekend. Very unsettled pattern here, so I'm thinking we'll probably see some changes to the rain outlook later this week, but a pretty good bet we'll see those scattered storms Thursday through at least Saturday, maybe drying out late in the weekend.